Hey guys, this is Rahul, and you're watching Two Wheels and a Handlebar. Two Wheels and a Handlebar is obsessed about cycles, cycling, and cycling stories. We are going to meet Vedangi Kulkarni, the youngest woman to circumnavigate the world on a cycle. This series is all about her and her travels. What would you do if a bear attacks you while you're cycling? What would you do if a dog attacks you when you're cycling? This video covers all of that, and also how to convert your passion into a job. What has changed? What are the things that have changed in your life?
It was, I felt like after that record, suddenly, well, after, at least after becoming the youngest one, when I came back, I kept thinking of myself as a failure for some reason. I kept thinking, I was
Whoa,
like, damn
why?
it, I went for a record to be the fastest one and I couldn't. Like, things went wrong, but I kept blaming myself for it for a long time. But that was a result of riding through concussion when you don't give yourself time to rest
Yeah,
and you're injured with something like a brain injury. It
yeah,
really affects you after that. So when I was back, I had several mental health struggles, and I had loads of post post expedition blues. So yeah, because when I was on the road, it was really simple. I woke up, I rode my bike,
yeah.
I found food, I found a place to sleep, then I was back on the road, and then same again. And that was really simple, and I really missed simplicity. And then I was back, and suddenly there was university. Suddenly I had to deal with another UK visa because my first one got cancelled, and suddenly I had to deal with many people who were close to me. And suddenly I was like, but I was alone for so long and I missed all these people, and suddenly I'm with them and I'm not able to enjoy it properly. um, and it was really strange. And eventually, when I was kind of over it, and now I look back and I'm like, it did change me a lot, because I some of the things that I learned whilst I was on the go,
Mhm.
I wouldn't have learned otherwise, and it showed me a part of me that I wouldn't have been able to see. For example, after I was chased by the bear
Yeah,
the first time, I I was really scared, and I was frantically riding up this hill, and there was this big truck which came from the other side, which actually saved me because he honked and everything, and
yeah,
drew the bear away. But the second time I saw a bear, I was able to keep my calm, and I was talking to the bear, and I was talking to a bear like it was a child, or like I was talking to a bear like I was kind of in charge of the situation.
yeah,
And and the bear eventually went away because I kept talking to it. I kept saying that this is not your place. You're not going to come here, and you're not going to attack me because this is my place. I'm going to go away. Blah blah blah. And yeah,
yeah,
eventually it did, and that showed me that I had it in me somewhere to take charge of a tricky situation.
yeah,
And even after the Spain incident, I knew the fact that I kept riding, I knew that I had it in me to push myself beyond any pain threshold, and
yeah,
the fact that it's all in my head. And because I knew all these things, I was able to take on so many new projects. And talking to people about it, I I'd realized that I kept thinking all these things about how maybe I haven't done enough, maybe I'm not experienced enough, blah blah. And like I came back and I spoke to people, and I spoke at many universities, I
mhm,
spoke at a few companies, I spoke in some schools, and I spoke at my sponsors' places and stuff like that.
yep,
And every time I spoke with multiple people, I realized that there was there was more to it. Like I realized that what I did was actually, it inspired some people, and probably sharing the story is such a big part of it. So yeah, what changed in me was that whole perspective that it's not all about me. It's sharing the experiences, which probably when I do it, someone else is not going to make the same mistakes that I did, and they're going to do better, and that's going to be great. Um, and yeah, um, I became a more confident person. Certainly, I I knew I could deal with being by just myself, and I could, you know, deal with being alone. I could entertain myself for long enough, and yeah, it was great.
So you could entertain yourself and probably a passing bear as well. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I was
I'm
talking to trees at one point, so yeah.
awesome, awesome. So I'm pretty sure. I mean, like as you said right now, that you inspiring someone else and the people who are listening to this. I'm pretty sure they would also try the same thing next time they're going on a ride, and they'll probably talk to dogs, if not bears. Uh, I'm sure you also found
It's
a lot of dogs on the road. They would have,
oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I hate being chased by dogs. I got chased by dogs in like Eastern Canada a lot.
Okay.
Like it was in Nova Scotia, and it started from when I was in Manitoba, and everywhere after that. I kept getting chased by dogs because I was riding through countryside, and people have large gardens in the front yards, like sort of thing, and and somehow, yeah, I would ride past and someone would chase me, and every time there was a black dog, trust me, I
Oh,
think I died inside because I related everything to a
the
bear. So
beautiful bear.
like
Yeah.
even now, like when I see sometimes, like when I'm riding and I see some black dog, black cat, any black creature
Yeah.
just popping onto the road, it flips me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that is
Yeah,
such
a little bout of PTSD.
bears can be scary and scary. Stars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so that's great. So but it's good that you're sharing all of this with people. But my next point, this is something which I wanted to ask you for a long time. So
Hmm.
you've come back and you're sharing your experiences, and it's helped you a lot. This one, I can't say a small ride, but a big ride. And
Hmm.
so now, what's the plan? I'm pretty sure you're sticking to cycling, and you're planning to make this into a career choice. Unfortunately, we need to have a career, we need to earn money, and unfortunately,
Hmm.
we love cycling. And so, I'm pretty sure you found a way to combine both of this.
Yeah.
So, how do you plan to do that? I mean, that.
So up until now, I have done loads of freelance projects.
Mhm.
So they were either freelance graphic designing stuff, but it was also me interviewing several adventurers around the world and then selling their interviews to travel writers so that that would become a story, and it would be a published story basically. And over the last year, I did a lot of that in 2019. And I planned on writing a book, so I was
Oh,
also preparing towards that and everything. So, no, the book isn't about riding around the world, it's about something else.
okay.
But yeah, I did it through several freelance projects really, and speaking at several places. That was
Mhm.
also one way to sustain myself, and doing corporate talks and stuff. But now now that I've dropped out of university, what I want to do is start my own business. So I've prepared like for a long time towards this. And I am starting a business in expedition management, and helping people go to remote places in a sustainable way. And along with that, there's several other things, like I have made this whole leadership through adventure framework, and I want to sell this framework into and I want to sell this framework to um, corporate companies or
Yeah.
even SMEs, where leadership teams can use it. And this is kind of the thing that I'm planning to do here on.
Right.
Um, and I'm planning to still be based in the UK whilst I do it.
Oh,
And in terms of riding, I am thinking of kind of I'm going to keep riding, and I'm going to attempt riding around the world again, and
Sure.
getting this world record again.
Yeah.
So this is definitely happening.
Super.
But along with it, I'm also doing Silk Road, which
Yeah.
is in August, if it still goes ahead. If it
happens.
doesn't,
But
then
it's one of
it's
the
not the end of
toughest,
the world.
toughest, right? I think that's one of the toughest 1,000
Yeah, it is. It
kilometers.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got my second concussion within 12 months in
Oh.
Silk Road last year.
Oh.
I fell over my handlebars and I broke my ribs and broke my head. It was really strange. And I was in a Russian hospital and nobody understood me. I understood nobody. And yeah, we were just literally, communicating with charades. It was crazy. Um, but yeah, here on, I'm still planning on going for big adventures, and I'm also planning a trans-Arctic journey to
Oh.
go through old migration routes and tell the story of how they live and things like that. And yeah, just expeditions, everything to do with expeditions and adventures and being outside and doing a business in that industry on those lines.
Sounds awesome.
That's the plan.
Yeah. Fantastic. So I think we're coming. I think we've already crossed our time, but I'll quickly just put in one more question before we go into our very fast rapid fire round. So
Ooh,
yeah.
okay. Oh god.
So yeah, the other thing that I wanted to just check out is like if there is anybody who's planning to take up big expeditions over here. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people over here who are. What would be your 2 words?
I go for it. Like no adventure is too big or too small, and you're never too young or too old to do anything. And it's not all about money. That's one thing I would say. It's never all about money. If you're going out there for an adventure, you will find a way to sort it out, because it's I've got so many messages from people saying that just because you were able to raise that much money was the only reason why you were able to do it. And yes, I was fortunate about that, but that's not all about it.
Yeah.
It's about the adventure, and it's not that hard to actually go for it, like to plan something and take your ideas seriously and just go for it would be kind of my advice.
Super. So, all right, then it comes to your most dreaded. This is a rapid fire round. We're going to just make it fast. So the main idea is that you go fast without thinking. Okay, I'll ask a question
Okay.
very fast. You just have to choose between two options which I give you right now. So,
oh shit. Okay.
but that'll most probably be at two diametrically opposite ends of the spectrum. So you just have to
Okay.
pick any of these two. All right. So let's start.
Yeah, that's cool.
Ready to go?
Yep.
All right. Here goes. MTB or road bike?
Road bike.
Road bike or gravel?
Gravel.
Tent or bivy?
Bivy.
Indoor or outdoor cycling?
Outdoor.
Steel or carbon?
Steel.
Awesome. Solo or group rides?
Solo.
Hogging along the way or just riding on gels and bars?
No gels and bars. The other one.
The other one, hogging. Just keep eating wherever you can get. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Controversial one. Disc or rim brakes?
Disc all the way.
Disc all the way. Okay. Cleats or platform pedals?
Cleats.
Awesome. Cool. Done. Fantastic.
So, that wasn't bad. Thank you.
Yeah, that was good. So welcome. So good, great. So thank you so much for joining in for this one. I'm pretty sure, I mean, at least I learned a lot. I'm pretty sure a lot of people over here would have learned a lot. Thanks for hanging around till the end. If you liked what you saw, please like, subscribe, and click on the bell icon.